actually, I think back at NT, we did see Aces pull out a few really good performances on Crossfire, so I'm not too surprised that they have picked Crossfire here. Perhaps feeling that Anexis may be a bit too strong on backlot.
And City.
Yep, very possible.
Not much we can say during the knife.
I would assume that if you do see Aces win this, that they will go to City Streets for that third decisive map. Because backlot Aces are quite strong on, and of course we did see before that Aces got absolutely pummeled on City Streets from Anexis, so I would assume Anexis will pick City Streets if it does go to a third map here.
Yeah, and we have someone randomly joining the server. Nexus win. I don't think that's a caster or streamer. Sorry to kind of go off the subject, Vince, but...
No, it's fine. This is one of the downsides of having like 3 casting companies, that if one of those casting companies makes a mistake, then you're going to have random retards joining the server. That's kind of what's happening now. It's not Lee. He told us. Plus I trust him, because at the end of the day we've streamed a lot of matches and this very rarely happens. So it could just be some random person's guessed the IP and password, who knows.
Yeah. You know what? They really need to... I shouldn't actually say that, because people will probably catch on what the password was. ONZ, why you retard? But yeah, we are just waiting for these teams to ready up, guys. If you have just joined us, this is the EMS Semifinals best of 3. We did see the first map going Anexis' way, 13-2, very surprising indeed, considering Aces have had a lot of good performances on that map against Anexis actually and other teams such as Phantasmagoria. And they have chose the second map, which is Crossfire. So it's going to be interesting to see how Aces fend off against Anexis and how Anexis reply to that.
Indeed, it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of goes back and forth. I do slightly fancy Aces to pick up this map, actually, from what I've seen of them recently. Do seem very tight unit on Crossfire. But, NC, I mean, what are your thoughts on Anexis as a whole? I mean, you would have to admit that 2011 was definitely the year of Anexis. There were numerous LANs, numerous online tournaments, very, very strong team. I mean, in your opinion, going into 2012, do you think they're going to rinse and repeat that performance, or do you see another team kind of overtaking them?
I am calling on Fnatic to be the team of 2012. I'm gonna put it out there. I want to see it's either Fnatic or Western Wolves. I think them two teams are really going to step up to the plate this year. Personally, I'm not sure about you, Vince. I actually think we have a game with Fnatic in Thursday. I was messaged by Malik, former Red Link. That isn't completely confirmed yet, guys, so I'm not sure. But that's a Cyber Gamer match. But we can let you know, in the coming days about that. But yeah, Vince, I'd probably say Fnatic / Western Wolves. Obviously, we haven't seen a great load of Fnatic, but I know they're practicing, I think, so... Don't know what you think.
Well, I would have to say it's down to how active Fnatic are going to be, because I think a lot of people, when they started playing a few months ago, expect them to kind of explode back into the scene, and they went quite dormant again. So I would be interested to see how active they'll be. Of course, with the lineup of players they have, undoubtedly you'd have to say if they are active, they have a real shot at being the top team in 2012. But Western Wolves or ex-Lowland Lions, if you've been out of the loop, I think have a very good chance as well. As do Aces. I think Aces are a very underrated team.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a great improvement of Aces this year, really. As we are going live though, actually, Stormy and Senzai with the doubles. Ecox and KZ Star down already. Wow, that guy's too quick, way too quick for us. As he does get the double, looking for the third, does get tagged up from the top street. So closely gets that third frag. Wasn't gonna be though. Mean with the frag onto Stormy. Senzai around that tables area, looking onto the street. He's gonna rotate into back air. Prophecy will drop Future. Bucko remaining now 1v4. And he has a G3. What? But, maybe we're gonna see some kind of new thing introduced into the scene where the G3 overpowers the likes of an AK. But I'm confused.
Is this actually live? Because I have no idea what's going on here.
This must be live. No way. I'm just confused, guys. I'm sorry, but you don't normally see a G3, especially in a match like a match like this. And Aces were actually like, "What are you doing?"
They said Bocco was an ego player because, you know, obviously in PCWs and mixes and such, generally if a team is destroying the other one, they'll pick G3s just to mess around or whatever. So maybe Aces are taking it a bit to heart. I really don't understand. I mean, I guess in the right hand it's a decent-ish weapon, but Bocco seems to have decided to go back to the SMG there, as he will pick up the kill on Tamine. And it definitely would appear that we are alive and rearing to go here in the second round. Aces did pick up that first, and looking to try and pull this round back as well to make it 2 on the bounce. Prophecy will shut down Bocco, as he calls him a retard after killing him, rubbing salt in the wounds. Either way, Senzai has to be careful. There is a player up in A building. Will be Zycox with the SMG. As he's going to come up here, Senzai will get the upper hand and indeed take down that frag onto Zycox and makes it a 3v2 situation in favour of Aces. And Stormy, the opposition scope, of course, for Anexis, is just peering right down that street with the R700, waiting for someone to peek. Prophecy has peaked at the right possible time. Takes down Stormy. Pizazu pushing in here. Is heavily tagged up Future, who's now in a 1v3 and finally finishes him off, actually. Prophecy gets his third of the round. One with an AK, one with an SMG, and one with a Deagle. And takes this to a very quick 2-0 lead, NZ. So, you know, confident start from Aces.
Indeed, I think they really feared Backline City. As we all know, Anexis is so strong on them 2 maps. So Aces... no. Okay. Sorry, Lee's talking to us like someone said a Dutch sentence in the server, and he was asking if we want to know what it says. But sorry about that pause, guys. As Lee was actually speaking to me, and Nexus completely dominate Aces on that reply, 2-1.
That randomness. Anyway, let's take it away with one of the scopes. Let's follow Senzai from spawn this time. And of course, he's the last player I switch to. Typical. As he's going to look into the lower light building. Heavy smoke is down, enough to choke on, in fact. Absolutely no visibility whatsoever, but Anexis have picked up the first 2 important frags here. As Stormy is kind of moving in, but not really going to make anything happen as of yet. Senzai, the opposition scope, is now going to push round to A. There is heavy gunfire going down there. Bocco will take down Mean. In fact, Prophecy, sorry. Mean will get shut down from Zycox. Senzai back onto Bocco, though, in a 3v1. Has thrown the grenade over, and will get that bomb planted down in the form of Future. Now on a 1v2. He knows Zycox is lurking around A. And Stormy has just spotted him with the AK-47. As Senzai will take down Zycox. Has a 1v3 on the cards here. 30 seconds remaining on the timer. And it would appear that Stormy is going to play passive and wait for that time to run down. Senzai going to push into Melons. Will he get the 1v3? No, he won't get the 1v3. He got a weird lag spike there, and Stormy will pick up that frag. But that was damn close. 2-2's the scoreline. Did you get that lag spike as well, NZ? Was that a server problem, or was that just me?
Yeah, I got a little lag spike there.
Yeah, I wonder if that was for everybody.
Oh, Lee didn't.
Lee didn't. Okay, because I was thinking, if Senzai got that lag spike, he'd be raging right now.
Well, I got a little bit lag. I'm not sure about other people. Maybe it's just us, Vince. You know, we're English. They want to pick on us. Anyway, 3 frags already been exchanged. Senzai, Stormy, and Future all with frags. Indeed, Bocco KZ style Prophecy down early on. Stormy with a grenade. Vato down. Senzai around that tables area once again. As Ecox is in the bottom basement trying to fend off that player from top 8. As Mean is bottom 8. Overlooking that B bomb. As the bomb actually goes down, and Aces had no clue at all, but Senzai was managed to get that exit frag, and as Future runs away there, Senzai making his way around, Calf throws the grenade out, Stormy onto Mean, Zecox onto Pizazu, and all of a sudden it's a 1v2, Senzai against Zecox and Bocco on the verge of getting that kill onto the corner. One is in basement. Sensei looking for that wallbang. Does get the kill onto Stormy with a perfect wallbang. The Fate coming out. And he could really get this 1v2. Zekox coming down them stairs. Sensei actually going to go for this real diffuse now. Zekox knows it. Does see him. Is he going to be getting this? Sensei on the verge. Oh! Zekox with the SMG. Sensei literally a millisecond away of getting that defuse. And wow, talk about being unlucky. 3-2.
Man. It just goes to show again, that COD 4 is a game of milliseconds. Right there. 3-2 to Anexis. It was 2-0 to Aces. So Anexis have been on fire these last few rounds as a flurry of action goes down. KZ Stars picked up 2, and Sensei and Pizazu have replied from Aces. So all even. And Anexis very much a split approach. Stormy is on the A side. Future and his teammate of KZ Star are on Melons. Future with that bomb is going to have a quick peek towards A. Can't see anybody. Ace is way too disciplined at the moment. Sensei is just going to lurk around in the A gardens with that scope. He has seen a glimpse on Banana Box. Is going to be KZ, so takes him down. Long range AK works to go for the full plant now with that smoke coverage down. And he indeed will get the plant down as Prophecy is now the last remaining player in CAF. 3v1, 40 seconds remaining on the timer, and Stormy will take him down with comfort. 4-2 the scoreline, NZ 4 in a row. To Anexis, a bit of a repeat actually of Strike. It was 2-2, and then Anexis just went absolutely huge and won the next 9 or 10 rounds in a row. So I mean, it just goes to show that the Anexis players really can get on a roll.
Indeed, it was actually, I think it was actually 2-0, wasn't it, to Aces?
Aces, yeah.
And now 4 rounds to Anexis. So reminiscence of Strike, of course. So Aces definitely need to start locking a few rounds down, as 2 frags go in the favour of Aces and 1 for Anexis. 3v4 is how it's going to go from now on out of this round. Stormy with the scope on the cross now. Pizazu with his second of the round, in fact. KZ Star and Future both falling to Pizazu's awesomeness with the SMG, as Sensei will drop Stormy with the headshot. Pizazu will get his third. 4-3, and Pizazu going absolutely huge at that.
Well, I'm happy for Aces they did actually pull that round back, NZ, because I just realised I made a bit of a mistake earlier. It was 2-2 on Strike, and then Anexis won the next 11 rounds to actually take it. So from 2-2, Aces didn't score again on the board. So, yeah, I'm happy that Aces have managed to stop that onslaught in its tracks before it really started, as they're going to try and pick up this round to bring it back to 4-4. Pizazu very aggressively has taken down Boko, has taken down KZ Star, as Prophecy has been dropped courtesy of Future. But has the damage been done from Pizazu as a couple of frags get exchanged there? Stormy will pick up the frag onto Vato. Zycox has been dropped from Sensei. 3 versus 2 to Aces in their favour. Pizazu's now going to push into Melons. Will pick up the kill onto Future. Pizazu going massive in this round. Has one more player to find. It's going to be Stormy, as he is going to push into A garden. He's been spotted though. Pizazu gets his 4th onto Stormy with the AK-47. Sensational play from him. And that's going to bring it back to a 4-4 NZ. I'm just thinking, if Pizazu starts to get in a roll here, Anexis are in trouble.
Pizazu too strong. Too strong indeed. That you got a 3-man, then a 4-man. Are we going to see an ace from Pizazu? Let's see. He's rushing into basement. Hell of aggressive. Gets the first. His teammate's going to get one. Pizazu has got the headshot down onto Zekox, making his way up them stairs. And how aggressive do you want to be? One's behind him. Oh, beautiful reactions from Pizazu as he gets the second. And the deagle onto Future. Pizazu, will you calm down? Wow. 5-4's the score, but Pizazu, 3 rounds. The first with 3 kills, the second with 4, and now back to 3. Is there anything this guy can't do? And look, he's going for the same rush once again. Oh, he dies.
What an anticlimax. He's going for the same... Oh, he's dead. Either way, Aces still find themselves applied to the good, and NZ, it's important that we kind of give Sensei props as well, although Pizazu's been going absolutely phenomenal these last few rounds. Sensei has just been chugging along on 14 kills at the moment. With that scope, of course, been getting those picks. So unfortunate, though, this round just changed weapons as KZ Star came around that corner, but Mean will take him down back to a 2 versus 1. Stormy has it all to do, but he is the man, the myth, the legend for a reason. That scope can be eagle-eye accurate. but he's got the AK-47, has seen a player in CAF that's going to be Prophecy. Mean is top of 8. This is going to be a really difficult round for Stormy to win, but he has just got the pixel perfect shot there onto Prophecy, taking it into a 1 versus 1. He doesn't quite realise that Mean is still in top of 8. He's looking round to his back, making sure the back attack isn't possible. But there's Mean from top of A, just peeking round. 6-4 the scoreline, but that could have been anybody's round there. Stormy nearly with the sensational 1v2 clutch. 6-4 NZ. So we've seen Anexis pull off 4 rounds, and then Aces come straight back with 4 of their own.
Indeed. So let's see what happens this round. Maybe it's going to be 6-6. Who knows? As Boko has picked the scope up, in fact, and will drop Senzai with the bullet. Pazazu with an aggressive rush again, gets the double Boko and Future down, releases the Deagle from his pocket, as Stormy and KZ Star will drop Vato, or Vato and Prophecy. Pazazu gonna be looking for that third. Man, this guy is on a roll. He's so aggressive right now with an SMG. And he is around Melon's area. 1v3 it is. Zecox is there. Pazazu, honestly, he is just playing absolutely sensational.
As I've said, man, before, Aces are such an underrated bunch of players. You know, Pazazu can turn it on, Senzai is seen, Prophecy, Vato and Mean are more than capable of doing it too. As Senzai picks up the first opening kill here, Vato has been down, Zycox back onto Pazazu, but Aces do find themselves a player behind this time, looking at going into half-time at 7-5, if not it's going to be all even at 6-6. Quite sure who that's going to favour. Either way, back to a 3 versus 3 situation, courtesy of Mean's frag onto Zycox. Prophecy going to push up aggressive. Will get the frag onto Stormy there with the SMG. Senzai back onto Future. Suddenly a 1 versus 3 against Boko, who's picked up that scope. We've seen this happen before, NZ on Crossfire. Has seen a player top of A, misses a relatively easy shot, picks up that bomb. And let's have a quick switch over to Aces. Prophecy is going to start to push in here with the AK. Shoot through that burst. Boko's been heavily tagged. I don't see any health left on him whatsoever. And there he is. Dropped from Prophecy, pushing up aggressive. 7-5 the scoreline, NC. But that half was weird, man. I mean, we saw Aces start strong. Anexis come back. Aces come back. And then they did manage to just claw their way to a 7-5 lead going in at half-time.
Well, Anexis were on a... on the replying end of a Pazazu there, Vince. Honestly, that half was just awesome. Honestly, it was just awesome.
And yet, with that being said, NZ, Senzai's still top fragging with 16 for 6.
Indeed.
So this goes to show he has more than enough support from his scope at the moment.
Indeed. That is definitely needed on a map like Crossfire as well, but I'm going to pick it up with Pazazu. I don't want to miss one little thing from this guy as Vato will get the grenade down onto Zecox, the spray onto the bus, so Anexis don't hear that bomb plant, but Future is as Vato goes down. Pazazu received a few tags, isn't going to drop, jumps out there, gets the frag onto Future as he comes around the corner hoping for someone to be in CAF, but it's only Boko remaining, and if it's actually Stormy. Stormy gets the double frag, then gets killed. Sorry, Promod Bug once again. Nice. A5.
A5, it does look like we'll be heading to that third map, NZ. I'm expecting it to be City Streets if it does go that far, but still a fair amount of rounds to come here. Stormy has picked that scope back up again from Boko. And we're going to have to see what happens here from Anexis, as KZ Star has been dropped early on, courtesy of your new love interest, NZ Pazazu, who has managed to push his way into top of A. There is some bromance lurking around here from NZ and Pazazu. But Pazazu still has some work to do. It's not going to happen as Future picks up his second of the round. Let's switch over to Future. He is still in CAF. Is going to be a player to his left in Melons. It's going to be Vato, in fact, with the bomb. And he has some support work coming from his left-hand side. Mean goes on to Zycox. Mean is the lone gunman on the A side. He's going to be peeking up here towards the wooden stairs. Gets the frag onto Stormy as well. Then Stormy tries to peek round to get that cheeky quick frag. And Future's still on for actually the 1v3 and the ace as well. He got his first 2 frags. He has taken down Mean, but Vato will stop that onslaught dead in its tracks. 9-5 the scoreline now, NZ. 2 aces, and they've kind of exploded. You have to feel that with Pazazu performing the way he is, and he's got support in the form of Senzai and Prophecy right now, I mean, things are looking good for them.
Yeah, I think that burst of energy from Pazazu, them few rounds, really, it kind of motivated Aces, and Aces are in an absolute roll right now. I think Anexis are actually going to have to take a timeout if they want to stop this. But Stormy will drop the bomb planter, which was Veto's. Future comes into that Melons and drops my boyfriend, Pizzazu. As Future is going to be looking for the second of the round. He's looking onto back A. Nobody's there, though. And let's switch over. Senzai's there in Melons. Future's going to be there into Bialy. As he will take Senzai down. Stormy with a headshot, so it's all down to Veto right now. It's actually mean. Really, twice in a row? Really, COD? 9-6.
9-6, and I'm going to follow Veto because I can't help but feel that all the love that's been going for Pizzazu has definitely left Veto in the shadows here. Of course, he is the other SMG for Aces, and let's see what he can pull off for his team. He's going to peek out. There was a player out there, but he did get scoped down from Senzai. Boko, in the meantime, will take down Mean. And Pizzazu, once again with the SMG, is going to push in strong. 4 versus 2. Aces looking good. The last 2 remaining Anexis players are on A side. You've got Zycox and Stormy literally holding hands back of A garden. Stormy, of course, with that scope. Zycox with the SMG. And Stormy is coming under heavy fire from that man, Veto. He's trying the long-range SMG work. Not really a good idea against the scope of Stormy's caliber. But maybe he's just trying to make a nuisance of himself while Prophecy gets into position to plant that B site. Either way, not much is really happening. A game of cat and mouse at the moment. It would appear that Aces don't have a smoke left, otherwise they would have probably thrown it by now and got that fast plant down. Zycox is going to have a chance here of getting this one planted down. Opens up with a deagle, but misses a hail of gunfire. Easy frag there onto Stormy. Onto Senzai, sorry, who will pick up the frag onto Stormy. With that scope, it's going to lead Prophecy. Get this one down again. In fact, it's Veto. My overlay is bugging now. But either way, Senzai will pick up that last remaining frag. It's really, that was just confusing. I mean, Veto had a really good chance of getting a frag there, and he kind of squandered it.
Indeed, and a timeout from KZ Star. Which is... you'd expect it, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. They're 4 rounds behind with 10-6. And a lot of these rounds have been very comfortable for Aces as well. They haven't really been like the 1v1, 2v2s every single round. We've seen Pizzazu rushing very aggressively, Senzai picking up people left, right and centre. So you can kind of see why Anexis have called this timeout to try and maybe stop the momentum going in Aces' favour. And trying to maybe just anti-strat what Aces are doing at the moment. But I mean, Enzi, if you're on an Anexis TeamSpeak right now, what would you be saying? What do you think are their weaknesses?
I really don't know, but all I know, Vince, is from what I've seen before after timeouts from Anexis, they're like a new team after a timeout. They just absolutely dominate. So really, all I'm expecting from Anexis after this timeout is domination, if I'm completely honest with you. We saw it at E-Series, the timeouts they called after that, and you got to admit, they were just awesome, you know? They fixed everything.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, adapting, Enzi, I'm not sure if you agree with this, but I would definitely say that adapting is one of the most key fundamental things that you need in a team for it to really succeed at the higher levels. You need to be able to adapt to what the enemy opposition is doing to you. How are they attacking you? How are they defending? How can you exploit those weaknesses? How can you stop the onslaught? And right now I think Anexis are trying to do just that. They're trying to figure out, they're racking their brains together, and they're trying to come up with a cohesive kind of plan to stop these Aces onslaught, because Aces right now are just looking too strong.
Yeah, so some teams, you know, they call timeouts and you don't really see much done after the timeout, and they're completely the same. But with Anexis, we've seen they're a changed team after a timeout. But if they don't dominate after this timeout, I'm going to look like an absolute idiot, so I hope they do. But yeah, Vince, it's going to be really interesting to see what Anexis change up. I need to ready up. I'm a spastic, but yeah. There you go.
Well, you said it, not me.
No, Vince. You've called me a spastic too many times.
Enzi, I mean, back to what we said before, though. Anexis have been together for so long that you'd have to expect that when they call a timeout, they have so much experience together, they can just get it done.
Yeah, I'd actually love to be, even though they're Hungarian, I'd love to be on the TeamSpeak with them and see how chilled out they are, or, you know, how excited they get into the game. But hey, we're going live again, and let's take it away. 2 frags have already gone down. Senzai and Zecox both with frags of their own. Boko and Prophecy down, as Veto is in this Melons and is going to be on a receiving end soon of a player coming through that area. I don't even know what it's called, I haven't played so long. As Zecox will drop Pazazu. Vato with the AK spray onto Stormy. Future with the double. Vato and Senzai down. As Future is on an absolute killing spree at the moment. As Mean is your last remaining player. 1v3, Zecox, Future and KZ Star left standing for Anexis. And that lonely wolf, Mean, is on the Aces side. He has got to get that bomb down. 40 seconds left on the timer. And soon that annoying sound will start ticking down. Which basically gives you the hint to hurry the hell up. As he has taken his time. And this might not play into his hands. He's looking for a frag, but no one's there. There's the player. Future's there. Future with the 3 kills. Incredible stuff. And that is 10-7. And like I said, they've already changed something up. Awesome round.
Yeah, the best possible way to answer after a timeout is to win the round. And that's exactly what Anexis have done. It's going to be interesting to see how Pazazu attacks this, because he's got a brilliant spawn for this B side. Is he going to go straight into Melons? The answer is a yes, and he will take down Future. Future's been on a bit of a hot streak lately, but that has definitely cooled him down, courtesy of Pazazu. The man has been on fire throughout Crossfire so far, and he doesn't seem to really want to commit to going into Bialy. Having said that, he has pushed as a grenade lands on his forehead. Stormy gets the double onto Mean as well. I wish I'd seen that grenade from Stormy. I can only assume it was the up and over grenade, and it just happened to land onto Pazazu's head as he pushed out the door. Wowzers. Either way, 3 versus 2 now, and that's going to give Anexis the opportunity to pull this back to a 10-8 scoreline. You've got a Senzai and Prophecy remaining. Make that just Senzai in a 1 versus 3. Got that blinged eagle out. He's going to polish up real good here and try and pick up some frags. Hasn't managed to land anything into the player in Melons. Now going to come around with the deagle. Once again, it's going to be Stormy who picks up his 3rd frag into that B side of things. It's going to be 10-8 now, NZ, and Anexis looking good, but Stormy's grenade. Jeez, man. What the hell was that?
I don't know, man, but I never knew this match turned into a football game. Seriously. Next thing you know, it'll be on Sky Sports. But anyway, let's get straight into this round. Anexis with 2 rounds on the trot now. KZ Star's going to open us up with the grenade onto Senzai, and I'm not sure what Aces are feeling right now after losing these 2. They're going to want to get this round back, and maybe an amazing play from Pazazu will do that. He will get 1 onto Stormy. Zecox with a frag of his own. Prophecy goes down. Future onto Vato. So 2 players left standing for Aces. It is Mean and Pazazu. Pazazu makes his way up onto top 8 as a gunfire comes out from Bialy. Is just looking around here, waiting for a peek. There's the player from CAF. Isn't able to connect the dots though, as Zecox will get his 2nd of the round. Mean goes down. Pazazu with the 1st out of maybe 4. He has got a 1v3. He's already got 1. Comes around the corner, gets the 2nd. Zecox goes down, and Future and KZ Star have to fend off this one-man domination from Pazazu right now, as he's already got 2 more left. The bomb's on the opposite side of the map, so this guy's going to have to go Superman and a half if he wants to win this round. Once on the boxes, KZ Star's going to deny him the clutch, as that will be 10-9. I'm running out of breath because I'm talking too much. Vince, take it away.
That's what we do as casters, man. We talk too much. Either way, 10-9. Anexis have pulled back 3 rounds after that timeout, Enzy, so it seems you don't look like a retard, because Anexis have gone along with what you said would happen. They're the kind of team that really do flourish after those timeouts, after they do get a breather and a chance to think together. Stormy is going to pick up another frag onto Vato. Seems to be playing AK again, Enzy, on Crossfire, and is doing a remarkable job for his team in Bialy, really being a thorn in that Ace's side. Pazazu, however, will go back onto Future. So it's all back to 4v4. Pazazu has pushed out. This time he gets the upper hand on the timing, taking down Stormy as Stormy was changing weapons, going prone, looking at a wall. Not sure what he was doing, but he has been punished for whatever it was, and has brought it back to a 4v3. Ace is looking good. But having said that, KZ Star has basically got Pazazu locked down. Well, he did until Mean came to the rescue of his teammate, and suddenly a 4 versus 2. This player in top 8, it's going to be Zycox. Not for long though, as Pazazu will take him down. Bocco back onto Pazazu. 3 versus 1. Bomb is going down for Mean. Bocco's picked up the frag onto Senzai. Can he get the kill onto Mean? The answer is a no, as the bomb has gone down here. So can Bocco pull off this 1 versus 4? The answer is no, as Mean will AK him down. And that's going to make it 11-9. So that comeback has been stopped, NZ. But Anexis are in touching range now, at least. Only 2 rounds behind at 11-9.
Yeah, they got them, I think it was the 3 rounds. And, they've got 3 rounds now. Aces have got one back, but let's see what happens. Pazazu with a very aggressive push here, and mid-street gets 2! Pazazu on a roll once again, Seacox and KZ Star fall to the man on form as he looks for the third on Bialy, not going to be able to get it though. And the battlefield has gone silent because there's no players around Pazazu right now as Future will SMG Veto down. As Pazazu is on that top 8. I'm just following on to Pazazu now. Honestly, you can't miss anything from this guy. He's so aggressive. This rush was just amazing. As he's in a very dominating spot of top 8. And we've said in future past cast, Vince, if you can get top 8 locked down on the attack side, you've basically got the map on lock.
Yeah.
You've got that overlook on B. And all Anexis really can do is hide at the back of the map or in melons. So Pazazu in a good spot right now, but he has retreated into back 8 as his teammate will take the spot up onto top 8, and AK has fulfilled that role as Pazazu is looking for his third. There's the scope, is going to tag him up, not able to finish him off though, as Bocco escapes with literally an inch, most probably. As Pazazu is looking for the frag, trying to jump. Bocco escaping once again. Pazazu's so desperate for this frag. Comes around the corner. He did see Bocco jump. He's not going to bother though. The bomb needs to go down. And he's just looking for that frag. And where is Prophecy? There's 10 seconds left. He's going to have to be Usain Bolt here. And it's not going to happen. As I think Pazazu took way too much time trying to get that frag there. Really unlucky though. That was a great push. But they just didn't make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird to figure out what just happened there. Pazazu was in top of A, but they just didn't seem to exploit the fact that they had map control RNC. They have called a timeout themselves, which I can only guess is to try and figure out how to close this map off. Because at the end of the day, Anexis were 10-6 down. It's back to an 11-10 now, NC, so it's really close, really tense. And for as good as Pazazu's playing, you know, his team need to really be backing him up here. I mean, Senzai was top fragging with 16 kills at half-time. He's only moved to 20. So obviously 4 kills in the last few rounds. Not exactly great stuff. And Veta on 7 for 17 at the moment. Bottom fragging on the server. So they really need to rack their brains together and figure out what's going wrong for them.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe that's what the timeout's for, you know, just to rack up, you know, the thoughts of what's going wrong, like you said. Apparently Bocco's wires crashed anyway, so good timing coming in there. But yeah, Aces are definitely going to be discussing what's going wrong, and let's hope to fix that. As Stormy leaves the game as well, in before 30 bomb in 4 rounds.
You know, I pay good money to see someone drop a 30 bomb in 4 rounds. It's not physically possible, but
hey,
it would be awesome.
I did say earlier I was a spastic, so I'm bad at maths. Come on. You know this, Vince. But, oh, hi.
Hi. So,
carry on, sorry.
I mean, like, obviously, right now you're probably going to say MVP is Pazazu. You know, he's been doing sick stuff. You've been watching him quite frequently. I mean, I haven't actually been watching him too much because, you know, you've been. What's he really kind of doing at the moment? Is he just going balls to the wall aggression, just rushing straight down the street? What he's mainly been doing is just rushing through basement. He's rushed through melons, rushing to Bialy. He's just all out aggression, Vince. And honestly, I think I've creamed over at least 10 times in this match from him. I'm not gonna lie. He's just so aggressive, and that's exactly what everybody loves to see, and it's paying off for Pazazu right now. Maybe let's see more of that from Aces, and just follow Pazazu to victory. It's official, ladies and gents. NZ is having multiple nerdgasms.
Oh yeah! I'm here to play them games!
Oh my god, really?
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Alright guys, well, we are ready to go live again. 11-10 the scoreline. Bringing up that scoreboard very quickly. Pazazu's on 25 frags. Closest player to him is Senzai with 20. On the opposite team, Future and Zycox both on 16. I'm going to take away the action with Mr. Zycox. Very good spawn here. But he did kind of jump on the fences. Will take down Pazazu, who once again was looking for that fast A push. Zycox now in a great position. Could push into Lightroom and pick up 2 frags. He's going to bide his time, waits for that smoke to clear, throws the up and over grenade, and there's Prophecy coming round the corner. And that grenade didn't even land in the end from Zycox, unfortunate for him. Anexis, however, do have that player advantage as Pazazu and Senzai, the two top fraggers for Aces, have been silenced here. Flashbang has just landed in B Alley. Future and Stormy are both there. KZ Star has the Overlock Watch in top of A. And Aces have two players, Mean and Prophecy, both on this A side. So it's going to be interesting to see how they manage to pull this one off, if they do so. But this looks to me like it may be going to the 11-11 scoreline. As Bocco is lurking at the back with the scope, has just caught a glimpse of a player, tries the shot through the wall, doesn't quite land, going to try again, throws the grenade, Mean's been tagged, Bocco's coming under heavy fire, and KZ will actually down Veto, so 4 versus 2. Let's have a quick look. Prophecy is in Lightroom, has taken down Bocco. It's a 3 versus 1 situation though. The two players in B Alley are definitely going to be in the thick of the action any second now. Prophecy takes down KZ Star, so close to taking down Stormy as well. Did see him to his right, but that will indeed be the 11-11 scoreline, NZ. And really, in this position, I have to favour perhaps Anexis to take it. I mean, they're a bit more experienced, been playing together much longer than Aces have. And really, I would really favour them here.
Indeed, that they're on a roll. And that round didn't go too well for Aces, in fact, after the timeout. So they're going to be wanting to close this round out. Veto, in fact, has took the Pazazu rush of what I've seen from Pazazu rushing. So obviously Veto had that spawn. He's in bottom A. And let's see if he can take advantage of that. But Future and Zecox are there to drop Pazazu and Prophecy. That's the second time in 2 rounds Pazazu's dropped first. Senzai with the scope to bring one back for Aces as Stormy will land the headshot down onto Veto, making it a 2v4. As Future is trying the wallbang onto Mean, but Mean's going to come out on top. Future goes down. As Senzai and Mean are basically hugging right now in that Melons area. Mean trying the wallbang on the guy at BI. He knows he's there. It's just a matter of time before one of them exchange a frag. As there it is. Stormy makes his way up the stairs, pushes in. Senzai's there to deny him another frag, and now it's a 1v2, possible 1v3 in the making. He has got the bomb. And Zecox and Bocco have to fend off Senzai right now. Senzai is going to drop down. Zecox is there on the corner, trying the spray below the bus. Senzai going to be prone in as well, trying to get the frag. He's going to be forced to plant right now. The nade comes out and Zecox will claim the kill onto Senzai, making it 12-11. And Aces have to win this round to take it into an overtime, otherwise Anexis win the semi-finals.
That kind of crept up on us, didn't it, Enzi? I mean, Aces were looking like they're going to take this map, very comfortably at 10-6 ahead. And Anexis have just kind of pulled it back, slowly but surely, as you say. Best case scenario now for Aces is that overtime. And as 2 frags have gone in, Pazazu has been down before taking down KZ Star, though. As 3 frags coming from Anexis, it's a 3v2 situation here. You got Mean and who is the second Prophecy? They're going to be against Zycox, Bocco and Stormy. Stormy has pushed into Melons, not looking good, and he has finished off the game here. It's a GG out of nowhere, NZ. 13-11 on Crossfire, and I'm kind of speechless because I really thought